Hey everybody, Brian Goulet here of GouletPens.com, and today I'm excited to introduce to you the Edison Ascent. So this pen is made by Edison Pens in Milan, Ohio. We've been working with Brian and Andrea Gray and their team for a number of years, and this is a new Goulet exclusive that we're happy to offer with them. And essentially the idea that birthed this pen was everybody saying, I love the Premiere, but can you take off the pointy ends? And that's kind of what we did. So we made some other tweaks, but that's largely what's going on here. So we're very excited about this pen. There are 3 different colors of the Ascent that are available. All of them have kind of a quartz flecked pattern to them. First one that we have is the Nocturne, which is kind of a black to gray ombre. Then we have Aria, which is a pink to red ombre, and Sonata, which is a blue to purple ombre. These pens are all made of acrylic acetate, which is the same durable material, highly polished, just like all the other Edison pens, if you're familiar with those. And they're actually slightly translucent, more so on the Aria and the Sonata. So if you hold them up to the light, you can kind of see your ink level without having to open up the pen, which is a nice touch. So the pen is a screw cap. It's about 1 1/4 rotations to unscrew, so it's relatively easy to just cap and uncap. You don't have to reposition your hands at all. And it's got a really good ability to post. It posts very deep onto the pen, which is really great because it's very secure. It doesn't throw off the balance of the pen at all. The tension on the clip is good. It's actually a little bit lighter than the Premiere, maybe lighter than some other pens too, but because the pen is really lightweight, it's going to hold the pen just fine, and it's going to be really easy to clip and unclip out of your shirt or your whatever material pocket that you may be clipping this into. So the weight of this pen is only 15 grams, which is actually relatively light. That's really, really good for people that like to use pens for long writing sessions. Your hand's not going to get really fatigued. That's part of the appeal of Edison pens in general. Still got a really big nib on it, but it's a light, easy pen to write with. And pens that are similar in weight to this would be ones like the Lamy Safari, maybe the Pelikan M600, the Platinum 3776, so it's in good company. The grip itself is relatively short. It's got a slight taper to it with a flare at the end, so if you do happen to grip your pen a little bit closer to the nib, you've got a nice little stop there to keep you from actually touching the nib. If you do hold your pen a little bit further back, your finger might end up on the threads, but the threads are not too sharp, and there's not a big step here. So me personally, my thumb kind of rests on the threads, but it's not anything that I find to really be a problem. And in fact, if you hold further back, you might even go past the threads. So I don't find it to be too big of a deal. And just to show you the difference, this is the Ascent and this over here is the Premiere. So the shape of the grip is just a little bit different. It's about the same length, but the Premiere has a little more of just an even contour in the middle, and the Ascent is a bit more of a taper. So the filling mechanism for this pen is a standard international cartridge converter. The converter is included. It doesn't take the long cartridges because the pen body is not long enough, but it does take the short ones. So you just unscrew the back. It does take a few rotations, about 10 rotations to get it all the way off, but you can just kind of spin it off with your hands, and then it's very familiar what it looks like from here on out. And then if you really want to get a high ink capacity, you can actually eyedropper convert it as well. That'll get you closer to a 4 milliliter filling, whereas a converter would get you about 1 1/4 milliliters, a cartridge would get you 1.15 milliliters. One of the best things about Edison's pens is their amazingly reliable nibs. They're stainless steel number 6 JoWo nibs, an extra fine, medium broad, and a 1.1 millimeter stub. If you're familiar with the nibs on the other Edison pens, these are the exact same as those. You can get an 18 karat gold nib upgrade from Edison if you want. It doesn't come installed on the pen, but you can get that for $150. And because it's a standard size, you can actually swap a nib unit from another Edison pen if you want. It's relatively straightforward to do that. All you got to do is unscrew it. You just remove the converter off the back, grab the nib without touching the end of it, and you can unscrew the grip right off of there, and you can change it out. So these Edisons, they're generally pretty wet writers. The consistent flow is one of the best aspects of the way these things write. You can use pretty much whatever fountain pen ink you want in it. You're not really restricted too much. It's a pretty accommodating pen. So it's really a great daily writer. If you have something that you want to carry on with you and use it on the regular basis, this is going to be a really good pen for that. But there you go, there's the Edison Ascent. So you can pick them up on GouletPens.com for $169. It's possible that we could consider doing future seasonals or maybe limited editions, just like we've done with the Premiere. We're open to that. We don't have anything planned as of the launch, but we'd love to know what you think, maybe what you'd want to see from us in the comments. You can check out more stats, details, pictures, and all of that on our website. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want more like it. Thank you so much for watching, and right on.